His real pronunciation of his name is Maxime Bernier, right? So get that right. He's won a long way not have his name garbled up. He was born in Saint-Georges-de-Beauce in Quebec, and after his initial career in finance, he represented his hometown in the Beauce as an MP from 06 to 019. This is correct, right? And during his tenure, he also served on Stephen Harper's cabinet. Now, in August of 2018, he resigned from the Conservative Party to establish the burgeoning People's Party of Canada. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome Maxime Bernier.
Merci. Merci beaucoup. Thank you very much. Oh my God, that's great to be here with like-minded people, freedom fighters. Maybe I must start by answering the question why we started the People's Party in 2018. Yes, I was a member of the Conservative Party of Canada, a member of cabinet with Stephen Harper. I did run for the leadership of the Conservative Party of Canada in 2017. I didn't win with 49% of the vote. And after that leadership, I had a discussion with Andrew Scheer. Andrew Scheer was the leader of the Conservative Party at that time. After 18 months, I asked Andrew, you know what I said during the leadership? I was speaking about individual freedom, personal responsibility, respect and fairness. That was very popular with the members of the Conservative Party of Canada. So I said to Andrew, in 2018, a year before the 2019 election, can you take some of our ideas? They were very popular for the next election, for the platform of the Conservative Party of Canada for the next election. And I must admit, Andrew was very honest. He said, no, Maxime, I won't take any of your ideas. I said, why? He said, you're right. Your ideas were popular with the membership of the Conservative Party of Canada. But we are going to a general election, and your ideas are not popular with the general population. So we won't take any of your ideas for our next electoral platform. So that's why I resigned, and I said this party, the Conservative Party of Canada, is intellectually and morally corrupt. They have the name conservative, but they don't fight for real conservative values. So we had all these ideas, and we created the People's Party based on the platform that I had in the 2017 leadership contest. And when we started the party, I said, if you like our ideas, please come, be part of our party, be a member, support us. But if you don't like our ideas, don't come to our party to try to change us. We won't. We will fight for that until we win the battle of ideas. Our goal is to offer another alternative to Canadians. Another alternative based on strong principles, individual freedom, personal responsibility, respect and fairness. And that's very different the way that we are doing politics. And I said we are doing politics differently. That's not a slogan. That's the reality. Because it's not because an idea is not popular that idea is not just and true. And an idea does not become just and true because it's popular. We need to speak about what we believe, openly, with passion and conviction. And if it's not popular for us, that's not important. We will speak about it because we know that we have the right vision for this country, speaking about Western civilization values, the right vision for this country, and we know that if more we speak about our ideas, the more support we will have. So when we started the party in 2019, we had 0%. Our first election in 2019, 1.6%, and the last election, 5%. And yes, the next election, that would be the same platform, the same ideas. We won't change. That's why we are doing politics differently, because all these other national political parties, establishment political parties, before an election, they're going to do survey, focus group, and polling to have a new electoral platform. They want to tell you what is popular today, to have your vote. That's why Pierre Poilievre, the Conservative, the Liberals, the NDP, the Green were not with us in March 2020 because it was not popular to speak for freedom. We were there with you. The first rally that I did in Montreal, 400 people, and the last rally that I did in Montreal, 45,000 people on the street. So what I'm telling you, if you want to judge an establishment politician, he will tell you what is popular today. That's why Pierre Poilievre didn't speak, were nowhere to be seen in March 2020. It was not popular because of the propaganda coming from the federal government and provincial governments and the censorship on social media. Fear propaganda was very efficient, and we had the majority of Canadians that were saying more lockdowns, more curfew, more stay-at-home orders. That was the situation. People wanted to have security. More security because the fear of that virus. So if you're an establishment politician, your only goal is to be re-elected, and you will look at the majority and tell and do what the majority want. That's why Poilievre and all these establishments were not there. But we were there with you. And I remember the first rally that I did in Montreal, and all the activists, and that's great, they were, oh, we don't want you, Maxime. You're a politician. We don't want politicians at our rallies. We are activists. We don't believe in politicians. And I had to prove myself, to tell them I'm not like the others politicians. I'm there based on principle. And that's why I'm doing politics, because I have faith in you. I have faith that you have the ability, the dignity, and the right to make your own decisions and determine your own destiny. That's why I'm here. I believe in people and not in big fat government that will tell you what to do with your life. Be the change, and I can tell you that revolution is going on. And I can tell you that, yes, the PPC at the federal level, we will grow next election, we will have some candidates elected, but also in the school board, municipal, provincial, people are listening, they're open. You know, when you are in an economic crisis like today, with that inflation, and maybe we'll have a recession, people are looking for another alternative. And that's a great time for us. We need to be there when people will look and question, how come my standard of living is going down? How come, I think that something is going wrong in that society when we are teaching that to our school. When we are saying to a young girl, you may not be a young girl, you can be a young boy. That's not science, that's crazy, and we need to speak against that. We need to speak about the reality, the scientific reality. That's our job. If we don't do that, nobody will do it for us. That's why we need you. That's why, all together, we will be able to change our society and to regain our country. Thank you. Stay strong and free. Thank you. Thank you. the establishment of the Conservative Party of Canada is intellectual and morally corrupt. What is the goal of Pierre Poilievre right now? To be Prime Minister. And he will do some compromise to be able to be Prime Minister. There's more seats in the GTA than in all Alberta. He will go to the left like these other leaders. But like Pierre Poilievre, I want Trudeau out. I don't want Justin Trudeau and the Liberals to be in government at the next general election, after the next general election. So we have something in common. We are fighting to be sure that Justin Trudeau and the Liberals won't be in government. And that's all the argument about splitting the vote. If you vote for Maxime, I like his ideas, but I don't want Trudeau, and I will vote for the Conservative because I don't want to split the vote. That's the only argument that they have. They don't have any other arguments. There's no such thing as splitting the vote. You know, they are taking for granted that 100% of our supporters are former Conservatives. And I can tell you, I'm traveling across the country, a third of them, must be coming from the Conservative Party of Canada. Another third from the from the NDP and the Green, and another third people who never voted. So it's not true that we will split the vote. But I hope that I understand and I can see that Poilievre may be Prime Minister before me. And that's okay. That's okay, because what I will say at the next general election, you know, if Poilievre is winning in the polls, good for him. But we can be your insurance policy that Poilievre will stay Conservative and will stay in the right direction. We can be like the NDP of the right. The NDP is pushing the Liberals to the extreme left. We'll do the same thing with Pierre. We will support him if he's a Conservative. If he's not, we won't. So supporting the PPC, it's a win-win, because we will work with the Conservative when they will be Conservative. So that's what we want to do. And we won't do any compromise. Pierre Poilievre will do the compromise. We won't. We won't change. We have the same platform. So what I will ask you is to vote for your values, vote for what you believe. If you vote for what you want, you will have more chances to have what you want. And all together we'll do that. So, and my advice for you candidates, I hope that you'll be like Brian. You'll be able to win the first time. I hope so. But it's tough. It's very difficult. But if you don't win, please stay engaged. I didn't win in 2019. I lost my seat in 2019. In 2021, I didn't win. I'm still here. I'm still here. Time is on our side. I will win. We will grow. We will win. But if you don't win, be engaged in your community. It's a revolution. You cannot do a revolution in one night. So I hope that you'll stay engaged, and I hope that you will always believe in your dreams. And our dreams, it's the same one. We want you to be there. We want to end that wokeism and all that radical leftist ideology. So we need you. I hope you'll do everything. The organization, it's important, like Brian just said. Yes, you have a week. Door knocking, be on the phone, calling people. cold call, do everything. And if you don't win, you'll be able to say, I did my best. I'll be there the next time. We count on you, we are with you, and I can tell you, you will succeed. Thank you.
Hi, so my question is mostly for Maxime, and again, thank you all for coming out into BC. I think if any province in Canada really needs help in getting a Conservative or PPC message out, we are so desperately in need. And I guess my question is, other provinces are already changing, and places like Alberta, where I'm from originally, it's kind of goes without saying, Conservative vote is easier to get in there. Although when you look what happened to Calgary. My question though is, what more effort can we focus on in BC in particular to really start getting a more right-leaning, more conservative message through to these lifelong, never conservative voters, you know, like the never Trumpers, the never Poilievres. They're going to be these people who will always NDP, my whole life, NDP. I'm never going to change my mind. Even if they're voting for my assassination tomorrow, I'm never going to change my mind. I'm just going to jump off the bridge with everyone when they tell me to do so. What is going to be the efforts going ahead? And I understand the grassroots effort that's here is amazing. I've been a part of the PPC for a very long time. I've been volunteering. You know, I know every individual makes part of the greater whole. But what can we do that in the next year, the next 2 years, the next 3 years, we have a really strong conservative wave that comes in to say, hey, like, drinking the Kool-Aid?
Yeah, so there's no miracle. There's no secret reset that we can do. We need to work. The challenge that we have right now is with the mainstream media. They are canceling us because I believe that they know that our message is powerful. So we need, and there's a good news on the other side. On social media, I was personally, and the PPC, shadow banned on Twitter and Facebook. But the last week, because we know that maybe a transaction will happen with Twitter, with Musk, he must buy Twitter. And since that announcement, we grow our supporters from Twitter by 5,000 in one day. So something is happening. Our message must be out there. But the challenge that we have, we don't appeal to your emotions like the establishment political parties. You need to read our platform. We are appealing to your intelligence. You need to take 15 minutes to read the platform. So that's why the best way to grow, and we have 3 years, maybe 4, the best way is to be out there, meeting people, door knocking, and being active. That's the solution. And it's working. From 0, 4 years ago, it took 35 years. 35 years for the Green Party to have more than 1.6% of the vote. 35. No, sorry, not 35. It took 10 years for the Green Party to have more than 1.6% of the vote. We did that in our first election. And after 35 years, at the last election, the Green had 2%. So we must grow, we can grow, but we'll do that together. The vaccine is no good for younger people, but I'm not a doctor. So what I'm telling you, if you are under 50 years old, don't take that vaccine. And I'm not a scientist, and I'm looking at other scientific and doctors that are saying, don't touch that vaccine. So I'm looking at study and data, and your answer, the vaccine is toxic for younger people. Yes.
Oh,
okay,
watching a video earlier up on that screen there about Parliament. I'm one of the original truckers that went to Ottawa, okay, to stand up for each person in here. You guys asked that question on how you fix things exactly like that picture showed you guys. You stand. I've asked Maxime Bernier in Red Deer a couple of months ago, on a question, but you never answered that question, and you still got the same speech. It's the same question that everybody asked. Klaus Schwab became a household name because of Ottawa, okay? But yet, no one ever pokes them that they don't want them here, but you guys never talk about them. It's like you're afraid. No, I asked you that question in Red Deer and you never answered the question. You guys have the same speech over and over, but everybody's afraid to touch Klaus Schwab.
No, okay. I want you to go on YouTube to look at a video in 2019. I was debating against these leaders. I was on the stage and I said, I'm the only one that is not a globalist. I believe in our country. We must put our country first. So Schwab's, the World Economic Forum in the UN, we are not doing anything with them. We are fighting for Canadians. So what you are saying, because on social media people are saying Bernier, when he said that he's not a globalist, that's not true, because he was in Davos with clubs in 2008. What is his name? Schwab. Yeah. So the answer, and people are saying because I was in Davos, I was part of that club. So put yourself in 2008. In 2008, I was Foreign Affairs Minister. In 2008, we were in war in Afghanistan. In 2008, our Canadian forces didn't have the equipment for that war, and they still don't. So in 2008, my Prime Minister, Harper, asked me to find resources, equipment for our Canadian forces in Kandahar. And he said, you must go and meet other foreign affairs ministers to ask them to help us in Kandahar. So what I did, because I don't like to travel too much around the world, so I saw that everybody, all my counterparts, other foreign affairs ministers, were there in Davos at that conference, World Economic Forum, all at the same time. So I went there. I had 32 meetings in 2 days with the foreign affairs minister of France, Germany, and all these countries, and I asked them, please help us in Afghanistan. We need equipment, we need planes, we need all the things. We didn't have any equipment, as you know. It's a shame. And I was there just to have this meeting, and after 2 days I left. I didn't assist at that conference. I'm not part of them. I did my job, and I was very proud to be in Afghanistan to fight for our Canadian forces, for our country, and to be sure that our Canadian forces will have the right equipment for that war. So that was my task. That's what I did. That's why I was in Davos, because it was very efficient for me to have all these meetings in 2 days, and I think it was also economic for Canadian taxpayers.